record of Jared Hess, 11-2-1. Bryan Baker, 15-2. Both these guys so hard to finish. You talk about heart. Both of these guys have it, but Bryan Baker a little bit taller. Can he keep Jared Hess at bay?
Back we go to Michael Williams.
Bellator Fighting Championships on MTV2 and on Epix in HD, along with Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, now present 3 5-minute rounds, the final fight of the middleweight tournament quarterfinal round. Brought to you by Light Strike. Light Strike brings video game action into the real world live and in color. It's action at the speed of light at lightstrike.com. And now introducing first the red corner. At 6 foot, he weighed in at 185 1/2 pounds. As a professional, his record 11 wins, 2 losses with 1 draw. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Jared Hess. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner at 6'3", weighing in at 184 1/4 pounds. His professional record, 15 victories, just 2 defeats. From Victorville, California, he fights out of Denver, Colorado, Bryan the Beast Baker. And the referee in charge of the action, Jorge Alonso.
At all times, obey my instructions. Okay, any questions from the rules here? Any questions here? Hook them up and bring it on when the bell rings.
One place remains in the semifinal round of Bellator Season 5 middleweight tournament. Vitor Viana, Alexander Shlemenko, and Brian Rogers are through. Either Jared Hess or Bryan Baker will occupy that 4th spot. The bell and round number 1. Our 4th middleweight tournament quarterfinal.
Now Bryan Baker, a 6-inch reach advantage, a 77-inch reach. Will he use that jab?
Jared Hess is in the white trunks. Bryan Baker is in the black trunks. Jorge Alonso is the referee.
Now in his fight against Chris Bell, he won by guillotine, triangle in the first round, but Jared Hess didn't seem to have a lot of confidence in that repaired knee. Will he have it in this fight?
Jared Hess told us that he felt that the winner of this bout would go through and win this tournament. The implication being that he felt he was number 1, Baker number 2. Baker didn't quite agree. He thought he was going to win, but he did not really have the same sort of lofty expectations or acclaim for his opponent, Jared Hess.
That's very true. Jared Hess, man, grinding with that takedown. See the tenacity. Great balance by Bryan Baker, but giving up his back, has 1 hook.
Hess felt that he would have a sizable advantage on the ground in this fight, and indeed he has 1 hook in and is thinking rear naked choke. Hess looking for the lightning quick finish in round number 1.
I don't think that arm is deep enough right now. He's trying so hard to get his chin down. Able to get it.
Bryan Baker playing all defense at the moment, defending against that rear naked choke.
He was able to get his chin down, but still in a lot of trouble.
Oh, and that is tight. That is very tight.
You're right.
And he's putting his hips in. He's putting everything into this choke. Bryan Baker just holding on. Trying so hard to turn, and he's out.
Baker fights his way free of the tight rear naked choke.
Man, that was close. Thought for a second that Bryan Baker was going to go out. Able to turn, and he has another shot. Can keep fighting against Jared Hess. Man.
The elevator doors may have been closing on Bryan Baker, but he fought through it.
Now, he certainly did.
Front headlock now held by Baker. Baker said the key to victory was to keep punching Hess, that he felt that Hess really folded when he was punched and punched hard.
Baker here, though, weathering the storm in this first round. I don't know if he expected this kind of aggression from Jared Hess.
Hess trying to somersault his way out, but is stuck now against the base of the cage and taking punishment.
Might have been rolling for a knee bar. Looks like he's still going to go for it, but he just got caught midway. Good crossface by Bryan Baker. Now Bryan Baker trying to get his back.
Baker thinking rear naked choke. Excellent start to this 4th Bellator Season 5 middleweight tournament quarterfinal. The winner through this semifinal round, remember, the winner of this tournament receives a check for $100,000, and more importantly, a title shot versus Bellator's 185-pound world champion Hector Lombard.
Hess seems very gassed, very wobbly on his legs.
Lombard in attendance tonight.
He's throwing very loopy punches.
Lombard has told us he really likes Jared Hess and really dislikes Bryan Baker.
Man, he seems really wobbly. Don't know if the knee might be bothering him. We see Bryan Baker here trying to lock up the Anaconda.
Rolling for the Anaconda choke is Bryan Baker.
Now turning it in kind of a modified guillotine, though. Got to roll through on the Anaconda. It's a little bit different.
Hess early in round number 1 looked for the rear naked choke submission finish. Now Baker looking for his own submission finish with the Anaconda, but can't get it.
Can't get it yet. He can still roll through. He needs to roll through to his left side. Get that arm across. Now he's trying to step over. It's getting a lot tighter.
Hess trying to turn, trying the cage walk. Final minute of round number 1. Baker committed to this choke.
He lost it. Well, a wild first round, but Jared Hess on top. That's where he wants to be.
The choke not tight, but Hess still, Jimmy, unable to pop his head free. Hess now letting go with right hands, unfettered into the face of Bryan Baker.
Bryan Baker's got to let go of the head in order to get out.
Hess in the north-south. Then to turn to side control. Closing seconds now of round number 1. Back and forth we go.
Baker going for the switch, able to get back to his feet. Beautiful job.
Hess may look for a suplex here, lost the position. Hess missing with the right hand. The double leg shot, nice effective sprawl.
Baker's now going for the choke once again. Tight this time, he's got it.
Final seconds of round number 1. Can Baker finish? There's the belly end of the round. He cannot finish.
You see Hess putting his thumbs up saying, I'm fine.
Fantastic round 1. Let's take you into the corner of Bryan Baker.
You only got one? Okay, I got you. Sit back, sit back.
Bring the stool over.
Give me that towel, Pops. Reach, you can't reach. Listen, solid round. All he wants to do is wrestle, okay? All he's trying to do is wrestle. He's got an overhand right in the wrestle. We knew that. Okay, stay circling back. Don't worry. Make him pay with Rashad. Make him pay with Pop. Keep this hand up high. All right. Left hand up high every time, okay? All he's got's a right hand. He's got nothing for you, son. Okay? It's a beautiful round, beautiful transition.
Let's take a look at the replay for the rear naked choke. It was incredibly tight, but able to turn his way out. Man, his wife must be elated. You see there a look of concern on her face, and she explodes as her husband gets out of a very tight spot. Gotta wonder, Jared Hess very wobbly. Is his knee okay?
Heading into round number 2, and we are in round number 2. Our final middleweight tournament quarterfinal round fight.
You see it there at the beginning of the round, his knee wobbled a little bit.
3 judges scoring cage side for the state of Florida for Bellator 50. Jimmy, on your unofficial scorecard.
Very close first round. I give it to Jared Hess. Based on his control, his positioning, of course, Bryan Baker going for some nice submission attempts. But slight edge to Jared Hess in that first round, but very close.
Good inside kick there by Baker. Hess on the single leg shot. Good sprawl from Baker.
Man, Hess just diving for that takedown. Bryan Baker likes this front headlock position, though. Went for the Anaconda before. He has a lot of confidence in his ability from this front headlock position.
Both fighters in round 1 on the verge of victory and then on the verge of defeat.
Wow, great. It's called the Kelly in wrestling. Great job coming out underneath the arm of Bryan Baker. Bryan Baker now looking for guard. Now it's Jared Hess with the front headlock.
That takes technique and explosion. Good spin to the back there by Jared Hess. Hess again looking for the choke.
Oh, good takedown by Bryan Baker.
Fantastic fight.
No, Bryan Baker, a high school wrestler. Oh, now he's in. He can switch. Maybe go to the triangle. Looks like he's going for the omoplata now. Now stepping over, turning it into an armbar.
Baker thinking belly down armbar now on Jared Hess.
Yeah, very hard to finish, though, in the position he's in.
Couldn't find it. Look at the turn and the movement on the mat from both fighters. Front headlock position again held by Bryan Baker.
As I was saying, Bryan Baker, a high school wrestler, never at the level of a guy like Jared Hess, but still knows what he's doing as an excellent takedown.
It's the side headlock position there held by Jared Hess.
There's a lot of awkward, unorthodox positions in this fight. Both guys scrambling a lot.
Now Baker getting one hook in and trying to get the back.
Problem is he is very high. Very hard to stay on in this position, especially with just one hook.
He's trying to somersault his way out of that. Two rights to the body, make it three, thrown by Bryan Baker.
Can't see what he's locking up with his arms. Don't think he's in a rear naked choke position quite yet.
One hook still in for Bryan Baker. So he has something that obviously you do at a high level of wrestling, trying to plant post on his head.
Definitely.
Hess again trying to somersault his way out of a bad position into a good position, but he can't do it.
Baker needs to get that right hook in. Good job by Bryan Baker. Staying on top. Thought he was a little high in the beginning, but settled down a little bit.
Baker still with one hook in, holding this top position. Sneaky left hand there under the arm.
Now, Jared Hess seems very fatigued. I was surprised in that first round. He looked very wobbly on his feet. Doesn't seem like he has a lot of gas. Certainly not exploding out of this position like I would expect.
More left hands thrown by Baker.
Now taking both hooks out. He's in a good position to strike now is Bryan Baker.
Baker holding the waist cinch. Hess back to his feet.
And they are right in front of us. Bryan Baker staying very patient, not going crazy for any strikes.
Big knees to the body by Baker. Good turn by Hess.
And Hess seems very tired.
Hess missing with that wide, wild right hand. Baker was wearing a Muhammad Ali t-shirt on Thursday. He said, I want to emulate all
good uppercut by Baker.
Hand speed and foot movement.
Has a body lock now. Great takedown by Bryan Baker into the full mount.
Just bullying down Hess's Bryan Baker.
Oh, good left hand.
Hess covering up in the closing seconds of round two. Baker went for the finish in the closing seconds of round one. Dominant position now by Bryan Baker.
That's been the story of this second round. Bryan Baker, good position, excellent positioning, good pressure.
Baker still in a top position, a dominant position. Hammer fist to the body of Jared Hess.
Let go, let go, let go.
10 minutes up, 10 minutes down. A very entertaining fight thus far, Jimmy.
Very entertaining, very back and forth. But it seems like Bryan Baker has a little more gas, a lot more energy in that second round.
Hey, you're fine.
Into the corner of Jared Hess.
Pressure him, you take him down, and you on top this whole round and punish him.
Jared, you have to win this round, brother.
This is it.
You've got to win this round. Use the punches to close the distance. You're not coming in enough. Throw that right hand. Use that to close the distance, okay?
Yep. When you're feinting, he's going straight back. So don't just feint and throw that right hand. I want you to feint, step, and then throw the right hand. He keeps going back. Every time you make a move, he's going back. You got it.
He's good. Yeah, he's fine.
You good to go?
Yep. All right, brother.
And into the corner of Bryan Baker.
It's time to dig deep, son. Make him pay, okay? Rashad, jab and leg kick. This is going to take him. He's looking for a double. That's all he's got, okay? Inside. Inside all day. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Inside all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we go.
Heading into our third and final round. The final round of the quarterfinal round of Bellator Season 5 middleweight tournament.